Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arjavishek, and you guys remember the time when a popular trilogy was released and everyone was reading it. Everyone was obsessed with it. Well, the time has arrived to reread that trilogy and read the prequels to that trilogy together, okay? So you may have guessed what the trilogy is, but if you haven't, the trilogy is the Hunger Games trilogy. The first book is Hunger Games, then the second is Catching Fire, and the third is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. Sunrise on the Reaping just got published 2 months ago, and I still have to read it because I was waiting for the time to read it. So, we are going to be reading the Hunger Games trilogy, then reading Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, then Sunrise on the Reaping. So I will probably be reading the Hunger Games on my Kindle because I don't want to destroy or further ruin the paperback copy. So let's get started with reading the Hunger Games. This is going to be a non-spoiler vlog, but I will have some sections where I will say spoilers and I will have a spoiler warning before I say those parts. So just be warned, okay? So I'm so excited. Yeah, let's get started. So guys, I'm on page 250, chapter 16 of The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I'm really enjoying the book. It is taking me out of my reading slump, and that is definitely a plus. Um, Let me tell you about the book if by any chance you don't know. So the main female character is Katniss Everdeen. She lives in the District 12. There were 13 districts and they revolutionized against the capital and they lost. The District 13 was destroyed. So there are now 12 districts, and as a prize for the revolution, the capital has designed a set of games where a boy and a girl from every district is chosen and they have to fight till death in the Hunger Games, and the one who remains till the end is the victor. So Katniss's younger sister Primrose Everdeen was chosen as a tribute for the Hunger Games. Katniss didn't want her sister to go into the Hunger Games to fight till her death. So she volunteered as a tribute, and so now she's one of the tributes for the Hunger Games. And the boy tribute from District 12 was Peter Millark, and they both have kind of like a history, and which you know in the book when you read it. This takes place in the future because, of course, it is a dystopian book. So seeing how the government works in the future is very interesting to me. I read this book the first time when I was like 12 or something like that. The schemes in this book, it is definitely not for like a 12-year-old, because the things that it talks about, um, they are like hard-hitting topics, the truth, the reality and stuff like that. That is one point, and I'm really enjoying this book. Haymitch, whenever Haymitch comes in this book, I am absolutely in love because we have his book now, and I'm very excited to read his book. The bookmark I'm using is this like a leaf bookmark that I made. So that is that. I will update you once I'm finished with the book, and I just finished watching the Hunger Games movie part 1. Absolutely in love. All the casting, all of the characters in the movie are just like how I imagined the characters in the book. Definitely my favorite. So I will update you once I'm like done with the book. We are also getting President Snow and Katniss, the girl who was on fire. I have made a few notes on my phone for this book so I can like keep track of the family tree and stuff like that. Okay, I wanted to tell you this. Katniss's birthday is on 8th May and one of my family members' birthday is also on 8th May, so I really enjoyed that. Haymitch's and Katniss's relationship at the beginning of the book, she detests him. Before going on the tribute parade, Cinna, the Katniss's styler, asks her, "You are not afraid of fire, are you, Katniss?" Katniss, the girl who was on fire. So, as I said, she gets picked as the tribute for the Hunger Games. So now she's taken to the capital, and all of the people who live in the capital and all of the people in the districts now get to watch all the 24 boys and girls in total kill each other and fight each other and die. The capital's cruelty surprises me, but it does not also surprise me at the same time, you know? You get what I'm saying? Katniss is the smartest girl. She is such a badass female character. I absolutely love her. She is such a badass with a bow and an arrow. Mwah. And I just want to say this word, okay? Rue. Rue. Just that. Nothing else. I don't have anything else to say right now. If I have any updates, I will tell you. So, yeah, I'll get to reading this book and I will update you once I'm finished. Finished.
Received, and I got it a year ago or more. But I think Susan in this one talks about her life and her family as they were refugees in the Vietnam War, escaping and so on. But we also have Their Divine Fires by Wendy Chen. This one I keep thinking it's a fantasy, but I don't think it's a fantasy. I think it is a historical fiction. Oh, there is a bit of folktale and myth blended in here as well, but this one tells the story of the love affairs of 3 generations of Chinese.
So guys, I finished The Hunger Games. Definitely a 5-star read. This whole trilogy is a 5-star read for me. So yeah, let's talk about some things. The way Katniss's thoughts change in the beginning of the book, she does not like absolutely detest the capital. She just does not like it that much. She does not hate it. And at the end of the book, she hates it. And skip forward a few minutes, okay? If you don't want to listen to a spoiler, okay? So, you know Fox Face, the girl from District 5, okay? In the movie of the Hunger Games, in the training center where they have to do different activities, Fox Face was seen doing the activity where she was like matching plants and berries and stuff like that. And how did she die? She died while eating the night lock berries. So what I think is that she intentionally killed herself because she did not want to die at the hands of Keto or something like that. That is my theory. I don't know if it is correct, but that is what I think. And I just woke up. That is why my voice sounds weird and I look very weird. Ignore that, please. So, that is my thoughts for the Hunger Games. I made some notes. I made many notes. While I was reading this book, you know Rue. Of course you know Rue. And of course, you know Prim. Rue and Prim remind me of each other. I know they remind Katniss of each other too, but one more time for the audience, that killed me. It did. I hate Gale. I capital H hate Gale. Oh, it gives me. Oh, I hate him so much. And Katniss is my age in this book. So, I was just thinking, if I was in place of Katniss in this book, I would not survive. I just know I would not survive this book. So seeing Katniss's will and strength and wisdom, it just astonishes me, and I absolutely love her as a female main character. I absolutely love Peeta too. So that is my review for the Hunger Games book 1. I already started Catching Fire, the second book. I am like, let me see. I'm on page 56 right now, so like 56 pages through the way of the book, so like 12%. Of course, I'm loving the book. I'm thinking I want to finish this book today and start the next book tomorrow because my tuition classes start from tomorrow, and I just want to get this book done in one sitting. So, I was thinking of doing 2 reading vlogs for this. So, like, I read the original Hunger Games trilogy in this reading vlog, and in the next reading vlog, I read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping. Okay, so that is what I'm planning to do. Okay, so let's get started with reading Catching Fire. I will update you once I am like this much of the way through the book, and I'm so excited to meet Finnick. Yeah, so let's get started.
Okay, so I've just sent myself the documents for tomorrow, so later on this evening, but I've got loads of interest in downloading like a bunch of backgrounds, prints, and textures and stuff, and to see if I can do something.
Okay, guys, 1 second. I'm on page 226 of Catching Fire by Susan Collins. I'm like exactly 50% of the way through the book, chapter 14. Absolutely loving it, no other choice. Let's talk about some things that happen in the book, because I can't give you non-spoiler version of my review, because this is the second book in a trilogy or a series, I guess. So I can't just say nothing, okay? So let me give you a summary of the book. But if you haven't read the book, skip forward like 1-2 minutes. I'll put the timestamp here, okay? So after Katniss and Peeta won the Hunger Games, they have kind of started a rebellion. They don't know that they have started a rebellion, but people in the other districts believe that if they can incite the wrath of the capital, why can't the districts itself, okay? So after Katniss pulled out the berries, that showed that the capital did not have the power that they have when they do the Hunger Games. So now the people of the districts are rebelling, and that is going on. I am at the part where news about the 75th Hunger Games just came, that the Quattuckquel in the quadriquel, the tributes will be picked from the existing pool of victors. So that is the part where I'm at. I'm of course loving the book. So now let's talk about a few things, okay? Um, so let's talk about things that we haven't talked about. On page 284 of the Hunger Games, the first book, where is it? Oh, it's there. I cried very much. Yeah. Mage, which is one of Katniss's friends, when she went to go for the first Hunger Games, she gave Katniss a small gold circular pin with a small bird in flight, the Mockingjay. So now the Mockingjay has become the symbol of Katniss, okay? The Mockingjay is a symbol, okay? This was explained in the books so much better than how it was explained in the movies. This is a tiny tidbit that we did not see in the first movie. This is the best screen book to TV adaptation I've ever seen, okay? The Hunger Games one. There is like so much foreshadowing in both of these books that you would not have noticed if you have been reading them for the first time. But as I'm rereading it, I'm getting so much foreshadowing. The watch that Plutarch points out to Katniss, that is in the form of the arena in this book. Um, we Katniss's mother says that she has a friend called Maisie Donner, and she is Katniss's mother's friend. Her parent, Maisie Donner's parents, owned the sweet shop, and Maisie's parents gave Katniss's mother her songbird, a canary. I know that Maisie Donner is in Sunrise on the Reaping, so I wrote that little tidbit down. We get so much info about Haymitch's game in this book. So much info. The Mockingjay reminds President Snow of Lucy Gray, and it is Katniss's symbol. I know I should not talk about this right now. I should talk about it in the next vlog where I read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I have to tell you this. Then they bring tributes to the capital to fight to their death for the entertainment, for the capital's people's entertainment. This shows how shallow the capital people are. So yeah, my nightmares are usually about losing you. I'm okay once I realize you are here. Pita has such a strong sense of character. He's really witty, funny, and his personality is absolutely amazing. His character development is actually phenomenal. I wrote this exact sentence down to tell to you because I feel this is so important in this book. So yeah. In the first book, in the training center where all the tributes go to learn different skills, the plant instructors told them to avoid berries unless they were sure they weren't toxic. So much foreshadowing, okay? Sinai is so pure, I absolutely love him. Katniss and Pita's chemistry is off the charts, off the literal charts. Okay, in the first book, one of my favorite scenes was the iconic bow, and I dismissed myself. Such a badass female character. Thank you for your consideration again. Okay, that is all the updates I have till now. All anything I wanted to discuss with you. I will see you once I'm done with this work, and yeah, I'll see you probably tonight if I can finish the work. Then we can start the Mockingjay. Let's read the last chapter of Catching Fire together, okay? So. Katniss, there is no district blank. Yeah, so I finished the book. 5 stars, obviously. Yeah. Um, should I go into the Mockingjay and update you about Catching Fire tomorrow? Yeah, that's what I'll do. What time is it? It's 11. It's 12:39 a.m. guys. So yeah, I feel like I'll read one chapter, then go to bed. I don't know. Yeah, I'll start reading it. Probably I'll shoot myself reading it, but I don't know. So guys, I finished Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins and I also started Mockingjay. I'm like on page 27 of it. We'll talk about this first, okay? So, of course, I've written my thoughts and stuff like that to discuss them with you. So, let's discuss the introduction to Finnick. Most of the characters in this book, like Joanna, Beatty, Finnick, the Morphlings, I love all of them so much. Haymitch started the rebellion in such a quiet, secret way. We can see that from this book, and I still haven't read Sunrise on the Reaping, so we will be able to see that more in that book too. Hello, Katniss. Finnick's first word while eating a sugar cube. There are like many characters like Virus, BT, Mags mentioned in this book, which I know for a fact are also mentioned in Sunrise and the Reaping, so I wrote that down. The Mockingjay dress, the wedding dress, so beautiful. I still have to watch this movie because I finished the book. If it weren't for the baby. I was so shocked at that sentence. Remember, girl on fire, I'm still betting on you. Sina's last words. I'm sorry, Max, I can't do it. Okay, so Finnick, Peeta, and Katniss have scabs from a poisonous acid on their skin, so they dip themselves into salt water and then they apply a concoction. So, and Peeta is sleeping at that time. So Finnick and Katniss put their faces over Peeta and wake him up. I laughed so hard at that scene because Peeta was so scared. Joanna once slaps Katniss and Finnick dunks Joanna into the water repeatedly. Amazing scene, amazing. Suzanne Collins' writing style is exceptionally amazing. The way you understand every single thing in such short sentences and they are heart wrenching. This book is how many pages? Like 400 something pages? 471 pages? This book packed an emotional punch. This is my favorite in the series. Actually, I don't know if it is the favorite. I don't know which my favorite is. The foreshadowing in this book, the breads that they get from the sponsors. I just love this book. 5-star. I showed you the B-roll of me reading this book, of course. So, now, I'll update you once I'm like, how many chapters are in this book? One sec. There are 27 chapters in this book plus an epilogue, I think. So 28. So I'll update you once I'm like on chapter 15. So page 238. Okay, I'm excited to get reading. I'm getting so many reels of Sunrise and the Reaping. It is not a joke. I'm like dodging the spoilers left and right. So I need to finish this book fast, then the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes fast, then get to that book because I just want to read it and be in the know, you know? Okay, so I'll start reading. I'm kind of thinking of listening to the audiobook of this. See, I have the audiobook on Spotify. So yeah, I'll continue. So guys, I told you I'd update you once I'm like 50% of the way through Mockingjay. I'm exactly on page 224, chapter 14. So let's talk about this book. Of course, I can't give you a summary of this book without discussing the previous two books. So skip forward to this part if you want to avoid spoilers. Okay. So after Katniss destroys the force field in the 75th Hunger Games, Plutarch Heavensby and the people of District 13, which they find is alive, they take off Katniss, Finnick, Beatty from the arena and they take them to District 13. But unfortunately, Peta is not taken with them. Peta is being captured by the Capitol, Joanna, Peta and Obaria. So they are all captured by the Capitol. So now Katniss decides to become the Mockingjay and she decides to lead the rebellion fullest. So that is what is going on. Now let's talk about a few things, okay? If we burn, you burn with us. That iconic line. Oh, I love that line. I'm at the part where we just rescued Peeta and Joanna and stuff like that, and I pity Joanna because all the things that she went through. So, okay. We get Finnick's backstory. So heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. Then, I think this is a scene in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes where Lucy Gray sings The Hanging Tree. Katniss sings it in this book too. This is the foreshadowing, okay? Time is allowed for people to rush to the aid of the wounded. Then a second more powerful bomb kills them as well. If you know, you know. Fire is catching, and if we burn, you burn with us. Katniss thinks that in some ways District 13 is even more controlling than the capital. Again, the foreshadowing. Susan Collins is such a mastermind. People say that Susan Collins writes when she wants to say something important. We did not understand that in the original trilogy. We did not understand it in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. But people say that they understand it in Sunrise on the Reaping. So again, I'm very excited. We are not shown Effie in this book and I miss her very much. The trauma Finnick goes through. He's such a charismatic personality. And Snow left a white rose. The symbolism of a white rose. Katniss knows nothing. What she knows is just surface level. She does not know what happened in Haymitch's game. She does not know what Snow went through. She does not know anything. And we are like Katniss in the original trilogy. Then we get to know more things in Ballad of Songbirds and Sunrise on the Reaping and mind blowing. Okay, this was the book that I remembered the least. And I was the most scared to read this book because the last half of this book, crazy. So many things happen. So I'm very scared. Yesterday I watched half of the Catching Fire movie. Really enjoyed it. The Mockingjay movie is divided into two parts because this is like a 400-page book. But so many things happen in it. So action-packed. So I feel like it is perfect that they divided into two movies, you know. I just can't move past the fact that they separated Peeta and Katniss, you know. And District 13's president, Alma Coyne, I hate her. I absolutely hate her. So that's all my thoughts for now. I will update you once I'm done with the book, and yeah, I'll get to reading. So do it, make the capital happy. I'm done killing the slaves for them. I'm not this slave, the man mutters. I am. That's why I killed Cato. And he killed Thresh. And he killed Cloud. And she tried to kill me. It just goes around and around. And who wins? Not us, not the districts. Always the capital. But I'm tired of being a piece in their games. You are back, I say. Finnick and Annie's newborn son. You love me, real or not real? I tell him, real. Finished this work. Or did it finish me? The time has finally arrived to review Mockingjay by Susan Collins. I finished it. And I think you saw me cry at the end of my reading this book. Yeah, so let's talk about this book, okay? This book emotionally destroyed me. The trauma in this book, definitely a 5-6 star read. Okay, let's talk about a few things. The new book that they make for all of the fallen people in this book. Oh my god. I'll tell them how I survive it. I'll tell them that on bad mornings it feels impossible to take pleasure in anything because I'm afraid it could be taken away. That's when I make a list in my head of every act of goodness I've seen someone do. It's like a game, repetitive, even a little tedious after more than 20 years. But there are much worse games to play. You love me, real or not real? Real. That's what I need to survive, is not Gale's fire kindled with rage and hatred. I've plenty of fire myself. What I need is the dandelion in the spring, the bright yellow that means rebirth instead of destruction, the promise that life can go on no matter how bad our losses, that it can be good again, and only Peter can give me that. The color of Phoenix's eyes. Rue poised on her toes, arms slightly extended like a bird about to take flight, on and on. A late primrose preserved between the pages. Strange bits of happiness, like the photo of Finnick and Annie's newborn son. Are you trying to kill me, Suzanne? We get Tigress in this book, which I know plays a huge part in Ballad. So I'm excited to meet her. There is so much depth to the characters in this book. The part 3 of this book killed me, absolutely killed me. Um, I must have loved you a lot. You did. They play in the meadow. The meadow has played such a huge, crucial role in this whole trilogy that at the ending of the book, when they talk about the meadow again, it just makes me so happy. And we get Effie Trinket in this book again, and I love her. I absolutely love her. People think that The Hunger Games is a story about a girl who led a rebellion, but it is not actually that. It is a story about a girl who was manipulated into leading a rebellion, and that just makes this whole trilogy so much more real and raw to me, and I absolutely love it. 5 stars. So, the time has come to end of this reading vlog. Comment a bird emoji to let me know that you watched till the end of the video. Like, share, subscribe, you know all that YouTube stuff to do. Stay tuned to watch my next vlog where I read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping, one of my most anticipated books of the year. And yeah, I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!